Hello, beautifuls, and welcome back to our channel. As always, I'm Bobby, also known as Hey Yoga Bobby across all socials, and this is 21 Days of Love, both an audio and visual yoga vlog dedicated towards the art of transformation of the mind, body, and spirit. We are now on day 3, and as we continue our journey, and before we get any deeper into it, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to our channel here at Personasphere, where it's your sphere and your story that makes you special. So now that we've kickstarted the engine, let's get this show on the road. Today's yoga session is another 20-minute yoga session brought to you by Yoga with Adrienne's yoga channel. And if you'd like to follow along with me in companionship, just search for the Yoga to Feel Your Best title, and you can enjoy this practice right along with me. Just a quick reminder, our goal here is to support you with good conversation and visual motivation to keep you pushing forward no matter what phase of life you're currently in. Of course, I also like to always start by thanking everyone who has contributed today's topic questions for not only your trust, but for your contribution as well. If you're watching and you would like your life questions answered, please feel free to leave them in the comments below for our next video. So, our first question, sliding right into our mind category, is posed from the perspective of a cisgendered male in his early 20s asking, "My girl and I have been together since high school, and I feel like she's never satisfied. These days, I've changed a lot for her, and I don't feel I even know me anymore. What should I do?" This is a great question. So let me get right to the meat and potatoes of it and tell you from the beginning, stop what you're doing altogether. Freeze it, stop what you're doing, take the time to take anywhere between 5 minutes to 30 minutes, whatever it takes you to either write it down or mentally separate two things. Separate what serves you, the things that you are right now and what you do. Find out what serves you and what's working for you, and then find out what's bringing you down. Find out what you're doing that's making you feel lost, confused, or negative. Once you separate those two, you'll be able to carve out more of your identity of who you are at the moment. Whether it's who you want it to be or who you want to be, that's not really what we're talking about here. We're talking about who you are now. Once you have that established, it's going to take the emptiness you have underneath your feet and put a concrete foundation in its place. This is going to help you for the next step, which is for you to now go to your partner and explain to her, "Hey, I took the time to feel less confused about myself and to find out what I like and what I don't like, and I'm taking a minute to check in. So now I'm showing this to you, and I want to hear your feedback. I want to hear what you have to say and what you like and what you don't like." A lot of times, this kind of feels like it's going to set you up for a trap or it's going to set you up for a really bad conversation. But I'm going to give you a saving key for this. Remove the word blame from this entire process, from your mental process, and even from the conversation altogether. You don't want to find any sort of blame in the situation of relationships. And the reason being is because if you try to find blame in yourself or in her or your partner, if this is for someone else listening, you're going to end up now looking for fault. And the problem with fault is there never really is fault for anything. That's not what you got into this for. That's not what they got into this for. You got into this relationship to be together and to enjoy each other's companionship. So you take the time to carve out what you like about yourself, what you don't like, put all of those changes and adaptations on pause, go check in with your partner, and once you let her know what's going on, listen to that response. Now, there's a big difference between hearing a response and listening. Most of the times when you're hearing a response, you're sort of hearing for trigger words and certain things so that you can respond with a defense. That's not what you want. You want to listen. And the reason you want to listen is because you want to hear underneath what they're trying to tell you. You want to look for the intent. And we're all human beings, and we are all constantly developing our communication. So what you hear may not be what you ended up listening to. And A lot of times, we don't really say what we mean. But once we start going on that carousel of repeating ourselves and saying all these words and all these things that we go for, you start really hearing what somebody is trying to tell you and their intent. Whatever response she gives you, once you take this moment to checkpoint, like I'm mentioning, be grateful, first and foremost, that she gave you something back. It doesn't matter if you perceived it as positive or negative, constructive or accusatory. Be grateful, because if she gave you a response, it means she's still in the game. She's still in it with you. She's still trying to make this work, just like you've taken the time to make this work. And no matter what the response is, if you go in thinking with gratitude first and making sure that blame is not something you're looking for, you're already going to feel like you won and you're winning because you took the time to go and stop what you're doing and be less selfish and more selfless for this. So you're still doing what you want to do, but now you're working smarter and not harder. And then when you get your response, you're actually getting a confirmation that she wants to be working this out with you. Usually, and I'm not going to throw out percentages here, but on average, this opens the door for you to get communication back on track. And one of the biggest things that I can tell you that I've learned from my experience and from the experience of being a part of so many other people's stories and so many other people's relationships is that no matter what happened subjectively between you and that person, no matter how good it's been or how bad it's gotten, hindsight always ends up being 20/20. And that means when you look back, you always see things clearer. And what happens usually is you find out it was just communication. It always boils down to something was misunderstood, something was misspoken. So once you take the time to actually sit there and evaluate what you're doing, it'll remind you that you're not supposed to be living for someone else. You're just supposed to be living for your own growth. And this person loved you, liked you, and wanted to be with you because of who you are, not for who you could be for them. You never want someone to love you for your potential, and you never want to love someone for what they could be. You should always just want to be with someone because, hey, I like who you are, and I'm here for the challenge. I'm here for what the world's going to bring to us. Be resilient, be appreciative, and this is going to work out for you. Just remember that what I'm recommending to you is not something you want to do once or twice. It's something you want to do the minute you feel like you're losing yourself and you're making all of these changes that are leading you to nothing but dead ends. But the minute you stop, the minute you communicate without blame, watch how it's going to send you to a whole new city. And you guys are going to be all the more happier for it. Thank you for the question. So moving on to our next question that's in the body category. This one is posed from the perspective of a young cisgendered female in her early 30s, asking, I've never used anything to stay young looking, like creams or makeup. But now I'm seeing age on my face and my body. Can you help me with some suggestions? This is one of my favorite questions, and I can't believe somebody actually put this out for me. So thank you so much. You know who you are, and I really appreciate you putting this out. First and foremost, there are 3 things that I recommend to kick open the door towards not only seeing your face just start going back on age and looking younger, but staying younger and also your body feeling better. And that is water, vitamins, and toner. So, water. That is one of the biggest keys for your body getting back into what it needs to be. So if you are already drinking a lot of water, don't stop. Make water a constant in your day, all day, every day, as often as possible, because it is what we are made up of. If you haven't heard this before, or if you just needed to be reminded, we as human beings are made up of 70% water, which means the more you take in, the better everything works. Not only does your skin have a way better even tone to it when you drink more water, but you also see less ashiness all over different areas and corners of your body, like elbows and knees and between your fingers. Your hair starts to stay in a better shape all in total because you're producing the natural sebum in your scalp, which means natural oils are coming out properly, and that helps to travel on your hair strands, and it just is kind of like a natural leave-in conditioner. But on top of that, water in its entirety is actually going to be the best key for you throughout your entire life. It's one of the only things that really doesn't steer you wrong. Now, one of the things that people miss about water is they forget that you can always take advantage to soften your water by running it through a filter or getting a shower head that has like a natural filter in it. So if you're living in a city that has a lot of harsh water because there has to be different like fluorides and things that are put into it so that, any chemicals that are run through in the city, all of that stuff actually is going on your skin. Anytime water goes on your skin, it's being absorbed by your pores. So if you're someone who doesn't realize this, or maybe you've been told and you just need a reminder as well, every time you take a shower, your body is actually drinking water through your skin. And that is one of the many ways for you to remember. You can get water from so many different sources. You can get it from fruits, vegetables. You can drink the water on its own. Just try to make sure that you are drinking water. Next tip, the vitamins. Vitamins is another one that I recommend for people that want to get into any skincare or just trying to kind of work with age, because once you realize and start taking a look at what vitamins am I taking in or what vitamins am I not taking in, it's going to change your entire world. Me personally, I'm not a big fan of taking like pill supplements. I'm not a big fan of counting vitamins or calories. I'm not a big fan of doing too much of that legwork because I'm already very busy. If you're just as busy as I am, I recommend there are protein shakes that are technically meal replacements. And those meal replacements, whether you are someone who needs to lose weight and you can actually use those meal replacements, or you just factor them into your day, having one meal replacement shake with the vitamins and nutrients that are essential to your body literally changes your world within 2 weeks. Try it yourself and you will see. My favorite right now that I'm using is called Garden of Life. It's actually a meal replacement in either vanilla or chocolate. It's fantastic. It basically just knocks all the vitamins and nutrients that you need into the day. You just make one shake with like 8 ounces, which is just 1 cup of water or milk. I like to use lactose-free milk. And boom, toss your powder in there, blend it or shake it up. Drink this down. It only takes a few seconds if you're really trying to rush through it. And it's actually not bad. Literally, it's drinking a granola bar. But the vitamins, what those are going to do for you is they're going to help your nails, they're going to help your teeth, they're going to help all of these small things that you take for granted every day, like not realizing how good it looks to have a full bed of nails, or when the whites of your eyes look clear, or when your hair is actually feeling less brittle. All of those things, vitamins will start to kind of put back in, and you don't have to go into any crazy research. Last thing, which is kind of my personal favorite, is a toner. So a lot of us never were told when we were young, unless you really started paying attention, that after you wash your face, you're actually messing with the pH balance of your face. So a toner, which you can find anywhere, honestly, you can go anywhere from CVS to Target to Walmart to the Dollar Tree. A toner, what that will do for you is after you wash your face, you take a cotton pad, or you can even take a little bit of toilet paper if you need to, and dab it with some toner, and then just dab the toner on your face. And what that will do is it'll rebalance the pH on your face, and it'll help your pores kind of stay even. You will see results within days once you start using a toner. And one of my favorite things about toners is that they're easy, they're fast, and it's a gateway to getting into other skincare. I would recommend, if you want to start getting into a ritual, just go ahead and start with a toner. And then if you like the company, then just start picking and choosing little things from the company that you find that make you happy. I personally like to go with more like a rose water natural toner, because you're using less chemical and a lot more just natural floral extracts. But a toner is going to be one of the biggest things that will set you up for success. So, water, vitamins, and toner. Those are the 3 I would recommend for you to start seeing a humongous difference on your body and on your face. Thank you for the question. Our last question comes from the perspective of a young, queer, cisgender female in her mid-20s asking, I've been spiritual for quite some time, and I want to begin following the path of a new source, but I'm scared I might make the wrong move and end up losing my mind and spiritual safety. How can I do this safely? Okay. So I'm going to address this by making a very sort of open-ended answer to this and letting you know whether you follow Christianity, Buddhism, or you are pagan, or whether you are, there's so many more, and I don't mean to devalue any of the others, but just to say that any source that you choose, I invite you to start opening up your mind and your perspective by first and foremost remembering that scientifically, spiritually, religiously, we are all energy. So in every book, in every parchment, in every statement, it all boils down to us being energy. So whatever energy that you are looking to be a part of, that should help you understand that it's not so much a matter of you trying to close yourself off to one area of life or one area of spirituality, I should say, but you're embracing learning and understanding and growing. So wherever you feel that you have a proper foundation, you can have comfort in knowing that first of all, you're not alone at all whatsoever. Second, finding a community that already works with the energy that you seek is going to help you feel a lot more in tune with that energy before you actually commit. So, for example, I'm going to use a couple of quick extremes here, and I mean these in all due respect. Let's say on the left side here, you happen to be more of a Christian, God-fearing is kind of the statement that's used, but you kind of follow God's lane. God is one source of energy. And in the Christian faith, God is the largest source. Now, if you kind of go all the way over to the other side, and let's go to Egyptian mythology, and you have gods and different deities like Anubis or Set or Horus. These are also considered different source and different energy. When you look at it in a full spectrum, like I'm trying to present, you don't have to worry that one is against the other or there's no need for comparison. Because truthfully speaking, what you're looking for and what most of us are looking for is wisdom and knowledge and growth. And whether you're looking over here at the Christian God or over here at the Egyptian mythology, you're going to find wisdom and knowledge. You're going to find different ways of looking at growth and understanding. So you don't have to worry about doing anything in desperation. And that is sort of what I'm trying to get to as my point for you to feel safe and for you not to lose your mind while you're looking at something brand new. It is okay for you to actually look out and seek other forms of understanding and faith, because every single one of the faiths says, as long as you are not sitting in a place of denial or regret, and as long as you are not doing negative acts that are becoming detrimental to first you and second others, you're doing the right thing by trying to figure out who you are. Figure out what you want to do. So you won't lose your mind if you hold on to it and understand that you're just trying to grow. And there's no need for you to regret anything you've done as long as you find yourself looking for growth, knowledge, and wisdom. And all of this, no matter what it's painted under, no matter what mask or shape, it's all just energy. And you are energy. So you are already a part of every single one of these understandings. So you're already a part of everything in a little or big way, however you want to perceive it, which means that nothing is going to take you away from who you are except yourself. I'm very proud to hear that you are out there exploring your spirituality without fear, and you are actually seeking counsel, even if you don't know who you're asking it from, which is me. And I myself have taken the time to look at as many different faiths as possible, and I've come to find that every single faith has something wonderful to say. As long as you're willing to listen, and as long as you're willing to consider that they're all different, but they're all the same when it comes to the underlying of wonderful energy. And all that energy stems back to who we are, and we're all here to be supportive and to grow. Good luck on your spiritual journey, and I really hope that you find whatever it is you're seeking for so it can bring you back to your version of home. Thank you so much for tuning in, and every time that we do these, it's just astounding how amazing people are and how open everyone is with all of these questions. As always, it's just been a wonderful time to spend with you. So if you've listened throughout this whole thing, it means the world. That not only you're taking the time to love yourself, but you're taking the time to hear how other people are loving themselves. I hope that this yoga session has inspired you to get up and to make some moves, because 21 days of love is just 21 days to build a better habit. And even if you're just watching these videos, it's a blast to spend this time with you. And if I know you on a personal level and we've met before, of course I miss you. I wish I was right there with you. But for now, it's going to be an incredible ride, and it's been a pleasure. See you on the next video.